Hi girls, this particular revision video is about the muscles. We will mostly talk about skeletal muscle, but we will talk about other types of muscles as well. So when we're talking about skeletal muscles, it's important that you know that the role of the muscles is to allow the skeleton to be mobile. So without the muscles, the bones can't move at all. When muscles contract, which means when they shorten, they serve to move parts of the body around joints. So again, important to know that the muscle must span a joint. So for example, the bicep spans the elbow. So it doesn't just attach to the humerus, okay? It actually comes down past the elbow joint and attaches to, for example, the radius. And that means that when it shortens, it serves to pull up the section of the arm, just like a lever. And in doing so, the muscles at the back of the arm must relax and allow for that contraction to occur. If you were to contract the triceps, which again attach across joints, when you contract a muscle, it shortens. So because it attaches across a joint, when it shortens, it pulls that limb and serves a contraction generally, serves to decrease an angle. So if we're talking about this side of the arm, okay, the angle's fairly large, we want to bring this part of the arm this way. So we contract the triceps, which shortens the angle in this direction. It means the biceps have to relax to allow that to happen. So it's important that you know during any movement there is going to be contraction and relaxation of muscles to allow that movement to occur. Tendons and ligaments are also important to note, okay, so they're the connectors within the musculoskeletal system. Ligaments attach bone to bone, okay, and they serve the purpose of stability. So if we just had muscles in the knee joint, it'll be quite an unstable joint. So by having ligaments there, it serves to really shore up the joint and make sure, you know, it's like adding extra sticky tape to it, to make sure that it can't move in directions that it shouldn't be moving in. The tendon is the attachment, or attaches, muscle to bone. Okay, so it helps to move the structure. The muscle does the contraction, and the tendon is a bit more hardy, shall we say. It's less elastic, and it's serves to help move that joint. I'm not going to go through the specific muscles today, but I do want you to know that there are 3 types of muscles that we talk about: cardiac muscle, skeletal muscle, and smooth muscle. So we've spoken about that skeletal muscles move bones and other structures around joints. Cardiac muscle, if you know what cardiac means, it means heart. So it's the heart muscle that we're talking about, and it serves to contract in order to pump blood around the body. And it contracts in response to signals from the cardiac conduction system to make the heart beat. So we've spoken before about the fact that the heart does not require the brain to beat. It has its own pacemaker. Actually, it's got 2 of them. It's got a backup as well. And then we've got smooth muscle tissue that forms organs like the stomach and the bladder. So you don't have to consciously consider digestion. It happens for you. The smooth muscle allows for that to happen without conscious thought. So smooth muscle contractions are involuntary movements triggered by impulses that travel through the autonomic nervous system to the smooth muscle tissue. When we're talking about skeletal muscle, so back to the standard skeletal muscle, a little bit of anatomy is important. So just know that if we're looking at a muscle, any muscle, say it's the bicep, there is a sheath, an outer sheath that holds it all together, which is fairly thin. Then you've got here a muscle bundle, also known as fascicles. And then if you pull that out further, you've got muscle fibers. So each part here is a muscle fiber. This here is a muscle fiber, and that's made up of myofibrils. Okay, smaller again. We've spoken about ossification before as well, and that's just the natural process of bone formation, but it could be conversion of muscle to a bone-like substance. So if the if the muscle isn't used properly, it can start to ossify and become hardened, and that will require a fair bit of intense physio intervention. So that is our muscles in a nutshell, girls. Make sure that you go back and learn the actual skeletal muscles, the major ones, and check your revision notes and test yourself in preparation for the exam. Cheers.